Could the Vancouver Canucks be on the brink of a blockbuster move that could shake up the NHL landscape? The buzz around the team's pursuit of a top-tier second-line center has reached a fever pitch this offseason. While management hinted at landing a big-name addition, the cupboard remains bare. Until now. Recent whispers from Boston suggest two high-profile centers from the Bruins might soon be on the move, and Vancouver is squarely in the spotlight. But here's where it gets controversial. Is Vancouver really the best home for these players, or are they just chasing shadows? Let's dive into the details. The players in question? None other than Boston's Pavel Zacha and Mittelstadt. Both names have been floated as potential trade targets, and insiders are already speculating about the logistics. On the latest episode of the Sekeres Price Show, the hosts unpacked the rumors with a clear consensus. Vancouver should absolutely be in the mix, but why these two? And what does this mean for the Canucks' future? Let's start with the Boston angle. According to a source close to the league, the Bruins might not be as invested in Mittelstadt as fans think. When they acquired him from Colorado at the trade deadline, the primary goal was the prospect and draft pick, not necessarily the player himself. Meanwhile, Zacha's name keeps popping up in trade talks, hinting that Boston is seriously considering a roster overhaul. For a Canucks team desperate to lock down a playoff spot, this opens a golden window of opportunity. Now, let's break down the two centers and what they bring to the table. First up, Pavel Zacha. At 28, the Czech-born forward is in his prime. Standing 6'3" and 206 pounds, he's a physical presence on the ice, something the Canucks desperately need. His contract? A manageable $4.75 million AAV for 2 more seasons, with a no-trade clause covering only 8 teams. Last season, he tallied 14 goals and 47 points in 82 games, logging over 19 minutes per game while excelling on both the power play and penalty kill. That defensive versatility is a godsend for the Canucks, who've lost key defensive forwards this summer. If Vancouver wants a two-way center who can eat big minutes and anchor their top 9, Zacha checks all the boxes. Then there's Mittelstadt, a 27-year-old with a career-high 59 points in 2021-22. At 6'1" and 195 pounds, he's leaner but still athletic. His contract is pricier, $5.75 million AAV for 2 more seasons. The catch? Mittelstadt lacks Zacha's defensive grit and has no trade protection, making him easier to move. However, his drop in Colorado before being shipped to Boston raises eyebrows. Is he a diamond in the rough or a cautionary tale? That's the $5.75 million question. So why should Vancouver pull the trigger? The answer is simple: depth and stability. Right now, the Canucks are 1 injury away from chaos. Imagine slotting Zacha or Mittelstadt behind Elias Pettersson, giving the Swedish star a reliable partner. It would also free up young prospects like Aatu Räty to develop in a lower-pressure role, turning a hope bet into a calculated risk. But don't expect a cheap fix. Boston will likely demand a steep price, a top prospect, a high draft pick, or a young winger like Nils Höglander. For a team in win-now mode, though, the cost of inaction, missing the playoffs again, might be even steeper. And this is the part most people miss: the bigger picture. The Canucks aren't just shopping for a center. They're trying to build a foundation for the next decade. A Zacha or Mittelstadt acquisition could signal a shift from rebuilding to competing. But is Vancouver ready to pay the price? Or is this just another false start in a long line of trade rumors? We'd love to hear your take. Drop a comment below and let us know. Are these trades worth the gamble, or is Vancouver chasing a mirage? Stay tuned for updates, and don't forget to bookmark NHL Trade Rumor for all the latest Canucks news, hockey pool opportunities, and game schedules. The drama is just getting started.